My name is Luljeta Bexheti. I'm from Macedonia, and my presentation is about managerial skills and culture diversity. The first factor included in this study is the importance of culture diversity management skills and forming attitudes towards workers with different cultural backgrounds. The second important factor of this study is the level of education of the individual in shaping attitudes towards other ethnicities. The aim of the research. This study aims to describe and analyze the educational role of top management on the management of culture diversity and attitudes among employees. In this paper, as an important dimension of culture diversity is specific ethnicity. Another factor is the importance of measuring the level of education and attitudes towards culture diversity. Hypothesis. The first hypothesis is there is a connection between culture diversity management skills and attitudes of workers towards people with different ethnic backgrounds. The second hypothesis is subject with higher education and associated with persons of other ethnicities as opposed to those with lower education. The sample of subjects participating in research. Sample of subjects participating in this research do employees of several companies that have expanded structure with multi-ethnic business in the city of Tetovo and Gostivar. Testing was conducted in February 2011 with a total sample of 260 subjects. Population of choice for research are only the working class, which exclude the participation of managers, supervisors, and owners. Variable research. Managerial skills and cultural diversity. This variable also is one of our key variables that define leadership skills of the company in relation to persons who have different backgrounds, respectively ethnicity. The attitude of employees. This is important variable in this research and is defined as having workers stand against people with different ethnic backgrounds, whether this attitude is with positive or negative direction. Way of measuring. Variables such as managerial ability and cultural diversity. The attitude of workers to persons with different ethnic backgrounds were measured by questionnaire consist precisely allegations that collect information on these variables. There is a table about the Pearson's correlation between company management skills, cultural diversity, and attitude of employees toward people with different ethnic backgrounds. Results in Table 1 show us correlation analysis between the main research variables such as cultural diversity management skills and attitudes towards people with different ethnic backgrounds. Statistics correlation value between variables show that this correlation is statistically significant, which means that the existence of the relation between these two variables is reasonable. Presentation of achievement on the level of education and attitudes towards other ethnicities. Subjects with higher education are associated with persons of other ethnicities, as opposed to those with lower education. To prove the above hypothesis is making the comparison between the average of the variables 2 to 9 to 10 and overall averages of education. Average education of the subject in this research is secondary education subject. This is the table about overall average for item 2 to 9 to 10, and looking at the result in table 2, we can say that the number of subjects that are above average education are in greater number when compared with the number of subjects that are below the average in education. Focusing on table 3, we see that the value of testing to all test variables is statistically significant for the degree of reliability. It is a table about t-test of equality of means, about 2 to 9 and 2 to 10 item. And when analyzing the averages of the allegation from the t-test, which is 2.658, which is important as statistics may emphasize that there is a difference between workers with education on secondary education and those with secondary school education under, and that this difference is in favor of workers who are educated above secondary education. In terms of analyzing of claim to 9 based on t-test, whose value is 3.392, we can conclude that this value is statistically significant and that this difference is present between the education level and the desire to communicate with persons of the cultural diversity. Analysis of the claim to 10 shows that higher averages have subjects that are higher level of education, unlike workers who have lower level of education, whereas the value of the t-test is 3.668 with significant statistical value. Conclusion: regarding the importance of cultural diversity, managerial skills, and attitudes of employees to other ethnicities, according to data obtained, was observed that there is an intimate relation between them. In order to improve these skills, special analysis should be given to the leading lawyer to have special care in handling them in relation to workers who are from different ethnic identities. Also, all companies to be in conformity and to recognize cultural diversity, primary importance should devote selection of workers with secondary education and above. Only in this form, attitude, prejudices, and ethnic stereotypes can begin their process of offending, or at least workers in the secondary school level to use effective methods to be used in removing negative attitudes toward ethnicity. Thank you.